So, okay. First of all, really quick update. Um, I went to a con earlier today, and I intend to go back this following Sunday too, because it's Sunday by the time I'm filming this. Like, it's dumb early in the morning. It's like 1 a.m. and I'm working on a paper and shit. But there should be a video for that coming out. Hopefully, first time maybe editing something. I don't know. I'm giving it a shot. I'm not really big on vlogging. I haven't really done it before, so we'll see how it all goes. But on to the main topic of this video. So, about this whole casting controversy thing with Scarlett Johansson and the whitewashing and all of that. My biggest issue with it, as someone who actually, Ghost in the Shell has a lot of fans. I remember way back, it holds a special place for me for like nostalgia's sake, because it was one of the few returns to anime that I specifically remember. It was that and Full Metal Alchemist. I remember one specific night watching. So it was Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, because I remember falling in love with the opening theme and trying to follow the show. And later on, when I actually had the luxury of going to Japan, I got the manga. I read through it. It was a good story. I watched the first movie. I'm like, oh, this is really philosophical. It really made me think. This was a couple years back. But my biggest issue with it is that they didn't bother to try and really do any alterations. Now, I understand when transforming any type of media between like writing to animation or writing to live action film, there will be some changes that take place. You can't get every single detail that the creator wanted. You have to take necessary changes. But I can see what. So I just accidentally filmed a completely separate video by itself that ran for like 40 minutes. I'm going to see if I can chop that down. I probably can't, because everything we said just had me dying. But, as I was saying, my issue with it, one of my biggest issues, I'm switching tabs here, that's why you'll see my hands go up a lot. But my biggest issue with it is that they didn't, based off what, I'm using Wikipedia, so, a quotable source. But based off what I'm seeing right here, they're going to start filming this year and everything. And they didn't bother to change the names, at least. That can cause a lot of issues culturally. Like if you had maybe like a character named like Kwame. Say you have like Kwame from Captain Planet, but instead you cast like a Korean woman to play, or a Korean guy to play Kwame. It doesn't make any sense. Why don't you just change the name? Like, you can keep the core aspects of the character. You can do that. You can basically make it the same character. They could have made her basically the same character, but changed the name. That's one of the biggest things for me for it, because it's like you're going to encounter the argument immediately because you're already adapting a property that's starts Japanese, has like Japanese influence, Japanese culture, is different aspects of it. And like the argument I've kind of seen against is like, oh, well, it's an android body, they can make whatever it wants. I'm like, yeah, but like she still has the name Motoko Kusanagi. With that comes an identity for it. If they change their name maybe to like Max Chris, like, or Mary Chriswell or some shit like that, that'd probably work. I think that's one of the issues with it. Like, and I'm looking at the list. There's a guy named for the character Hideo Kuze. It's Michael Pitt, an American actor from New Jersey. That doesn't add up. Like, which is weird because they have Takeshi Kitano as Daisuke Aramaki. So they could have hired Japanese actors or Asian American actors. They could have gotten people to play these roles. Or at least they didn't think it's like, oh, there's no way this could backfire having, a white woman play not even a traditionally Japanese character, a Japanese character. She was made there. That's her nationality. Like, that was where she was created. That's where her nationality is. Based off her name, and her identity, that's what she is. So I can understand why a lot of people were upset, but like I can kind of see it's like, okay, yeah, they're gonna pick the person who's best, or they want to make it big, because it's just like, well, they might not want to cast some unknown because it'd be a risk. Like, you got to take that risk. Because, like, well, we're already taking a risk by adapting Ghost in the Shell. Then, if you're not willing to, like, take a gamble on a product like this, then don't do it. Is Paramount and DreamWorks really that passionate about a Ghost in the Shell movie? Were there really a lot of people clamoring for it for the past 8 years? Like, I mean, oh God, Avi Arad is on it. That has me shaky now. But just, I don't know. The whole situation is speedily becoming a mess. I've seen the article floating around. It's like 8 other actors that could have played it, and I can understand it. But just, did you think for a minute? Like, I like Scarlett Johansson. I think she's a good actress. The majority of this cast I don't really know. Beat Takeshi, I don't know why, but he does sound very familiar. One of the actors in it. But I just don't know. It's so... Because I can kind of see both sides of the argument, because we were like, oh, don't worry about it so much, because the film's like, yeah, but there's still, like, an underrepresentation of Asian actors. Like, I'd like to see more Asian actors in film, especially if you're adapting. Like, that was one of the biggest issues with Avatar and The Last Airbender film and Dragon Ball Evolution, was just miscasting and shitty writing. And I wouldn't want that for another case, especially for Scarlett Johansson, who's actually a decent actress. Shit, Asif Manvi isn't a bad actor. They got him for Last Airbender. That movie was fucking trash. No one remembers Justin Chatwin, the fucking guy that played Piccolo. He was good from what I remember on Buffy. Got him in Dragon Ball. Shitty acting. Shitty film. And, like, it has happened 2 times in a row. And I think this might be the third strike. No matter how big a name you can get, if you stray too far from the source material or get way too much negative publicity for it, people aren't going to want to support it. Right now, this movie sounds very split down the middle. Granted, we don't have that many details on it. It's still a year out. They're, like, probably just now getting into pre-production, since she has time before she probably has to do all that cycling work for fucking Civil War before that comes out. But, yeah, it's like, did you think about that at all, to any capacity? It was like, oh yeah, not even like white passing to that capacity, but just like, if they keep her as the Major and keep it a vague name, you can skate by with that. But if her name really, because the cast list, I haven't seen a legit full announcement. I've seen IMDb and like Wikipedia, which aren't the most reliable sources for information, especially for casting, based off rumors and whatnot. It's like, because they're like, she's playing the Major. Okay, she can play the Major, she can do the purple hair, she can look the part and everything. But if, like, you want to be authentic to it, be authentic to it. Shit, and that opens up that entire conversation about changing race and everything, because, like, there's sometimes when, the race matters to the character for, like, Black Panther, but there are some times when the race may not matter as much for, like, adaptation's sake. So there's so much shit to think about for this, so much that goes into it, and so complicated, that their best bet would have just been, to avoid a lot of this, would have been change the name. You would have gotten complaints like, oh, why'd they change it from the Major? It's like, Edge of Tomorrow was a good example I saw, where they took a Japanese property, they adapted it for American audiences, and they changed the shit for it. Actually gonna find that right now. Like, see, as it's loading. Yeah. AKA Live, Die, Repeat. It's based off a Japanese light novel called All You Need Is Kill. Now, in all you need is kill the main characters are Keiji Kiriya, Rita Rataski, Shasta Rayleigh. Like they're all different, but in the Edge of Tomorrow version, he has Keiji or Keiji. I'm probably fucking up this pronunciation. His, he has an American counterpart, William Cage. You should have the same formula. You have Rita Vratsky, U.S. Special Forces. They changed her nationality to British. Still kept the name. Still a way to kind of pull that off. Bartholomew Fura, like these, and God, it's so annoying. I'm still trying to collect my thoughts because I'm not like furious because like this is an issue more. Fuck it. Fuck it. Oh, this is a weird issue. This is a constant thing that's been happening. I've seen Max Landis's viewpoint on it as he is someone that has a lot more industry experience than a fucking dude on YouTube would have. But I kind of see what his perspective is. It's like it's not fully like the actors or the casting directors. It's just like a stigma. And it's not even like the safe bet with the money and everything. It's just like getting people to do it. It's like, well, I'm certain that there are plenty of actors that would have wanted to do it. It just wasn't what they were looking for. So, final thoughts. Just so much could have been avoided had you just changed the names. So much. Mary, Max, Marcy. Shit, you can change the letters. They didn't even keep the letters the same. Keiji Kiriya, William Cage. Fucking Motoko Kusanagi, Karen Masters. There. Major Karen Masters. You could have done that. Yeah, this situation's just a mess. That's just kind of my thoughts on it. It's just I see both sides. I have friends on both sides of the argument. I can see both sides of the argument. Figured I'd throw my piece in there. So I guess we'll see into production and everything. We'll see how it comes out. I feel bad for Asians because they already have a shit enough time. Like, black people are fighting for representation as is. I can't imagine being like a Latino or Hispanic or an Asian actor at that because they get way less representation. I remember seeing just a list of different awards that Asian actors have won since like the 1920s as like pioneers and everything. It's not a huge list. It is like, I want to say 2 pages for spanning like 80 years. Just of actors and Asian actors in different pioneer roles, not even like specifically Japanese, but just like Asian across the board. So I'm just like, that has to suck. And you can get into the whole conversation. You can do it down in the comments. It is what it is. And I can turn them off. I think this is a very good thing for Hollywood to discuss. I think it is a topic that needs to be addressed. Is the whole thing with representation. And it's like, well, yeah, if they got the right actor, for the right part, it's like, well, sometimes they gotta back out of a part. Because, and plus you can avoid that controversy too, or change a name. Plenty of ways you could have done this. Because it's like, oh, they casted an Asian actor. Oh, that actor, well, they fucking sucked, but at least they got one. Or they killed it. We have a new A-list Asian actor. Who knows? And from the looks of it, they're going full steam ahead. They're not canceling this project. I don't see why they would. They're probably putting a lot of money and a lot of effort into it. They already have, I think, 6 cast members currently while they're developing the plot. I'm curious to see if it's going to follow the first manga or the movie, or Standalone Complex was where I originally started and went backwards. I wonder if they're going to keep the philosophy in there like this. Just kind of someone who's kind of a fan, I'm just curious as to what direction they're going to take this and how Paramount and DreamWorks are going to really handle this. Because this is going to follow them all the way through production. All straight through. Because the same shit happened with a Fantastic Four fucking trash movie that it was, and with Michael B. Jordan in that whole situation. For my thoughts on that, you can ask me, but I'm not going to do that in this video. This video is strictly about Ghost in the Shell. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. I'll see you guys around. Have a good day.